G'day humans, what's a good word? That is Footy as Alex. This is Chris Thunder. We are Wrestling Hostile. How you doing, friend?
My God, it's been a minute. How many times have we tried to record in these past few months? And I've just had to be like, yo, I'm busy.
Or I've been sick.
Yep, it's just, life happens, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's been a fair while, and well, boy, what a time we've had. This is just going to sort of be a bit of a rambling edition of more of a rap than anything else, but
yeah,
we'll
this is maybe month instead of a weekly wrestling talk. This is like maybe a monthly just shit talk. We're just gonna have verbal diarrhea today, humans. We have no real idea what's going on. We haven't spoken to each other in quite a long time, and yeah, we have no idea about what each other's thoughts are on wrestling the last few months. So this will be interesting, just not just for you guys, but for me as well.
Yeah, but this time of the year, and I've got me Socceroos shirt on, me vintage Socceroos back from the days of the Australian Soccer Federation.
Yeah, that's actually wild.
Archie Thompson scored a quadruple hat-trick, +1.
Oh, God.
The glory days of Oceania.
How good is the World Cup, though? It's just good to have it back on.
Yeah, so all the talk about...
Who's your pick?
Oh, that's a good question, but after that first match, Germany?
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Not Spain when they got held to a 0-0 draw with, what was it, Cape Verde? I think it was?
Yeah.
Or Curacao, one of the minnow teams, anyway.
Yeah, no, it was Cape Verde, and, Portugal going drawing with, what was it, Congo?
How about the Kiwis, though?
Yeah, love to see that. I don't know if this makes me sound un-Australian, but I always want to see them do better than I want to see us do. Now they're the underdogs out of like the two of us, so it's like, yeah, get amongst them.
Yeah, if we had only stuck it out in Oceania, we would have been given a guaranteed spot for every World Cup going forward.
For a couple of days there, a New Zealand player was the top goal scorer at the World Cup. Until Messi decided to do Messi things.
And before Germany did German. Anyhow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've got a I wouldn't even say a hot take. I'd say a lukewarm take. I think it might be coming home this year.
Ooh. Coming home to Australia.
I think after this World Cup, there are going to be some Aussies that go for really big transfer fees. Like the Australian transfer fee record is only £15 million or something.
Really?
I think that gets broken this year with an Australian.
That's insane to think at the time of like Bosnia,
Cahill,
Viduka, Cahill, Kuehl,
all
who went and played over there.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of Aussies that are going to go for a fair bit.
Yeah. I have been stirring up Joe a little bit in our Discord. Come join the Discord. We chat local wrestling and other stuff. But a few people getting on the wrestling-inspired World Cup shirts, notably AEW.
Yep.
I've been looking at it and I've gone,
yeah.
If I was going to buy an Aussie AEW shirt, that would be it.
Yeah. Yeah, I considered it.
But no time for other wrestling. I mean, other footy. We should talk wrestling.
We don't want to talk about Carlton's winning streak. Yeah, we're back.
All
it takes is Chris, all you have to do is just fire your coach and then everything good happens, right? I swear that happens, right? Right? Oh, poor Essendon.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to hold up the ladder.
I mean, you guys should have beat us the other week.
Yeah.
The umpires kind of messed that up.
There was a few calls that went either way.
But Kerno being allowed to take a set shot at goal from 70 out. But, not Kerno, fucking... still can't get him off my mind. Mackay.
The good Mackay brother. The better Mackay brother.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
But
yeah.
Yeah, the old Bombers are having a hard time of it. Our reserves are doing a bit more respectable in the VFL. We're sort of mid-table. And then Tassie's coming in a couple of years, and they've lost, I think, one game in the VFL and drawn one. So, that's not going to be good for our draft prospects.
I swear to God, I was about 2 losses away this season. Like 2 more consecutive losses away from just saying, fuck it, I'm a Tassie supporter. I was that close to pulling the pin this season.
The good thing is, like, they're already going to have a couple of rivalries built into the market when they play Hawthorn in Launceston. That's going to be a big crowd for the Devils, and Kangas in Hobart. That should be a pretty big crowd.
Yeah.
All right. Where do you want to start? We can start WWE. We can start a little bit of New Japan. We could start AEW. We could start TNA with the recent news.
Oh, Jesus. Let's start with WWE for now. Let's start with the big corporate fuckhole of a company that they are.
Yeah. So this morning I got a Facebook reminder of the ticket pricing for Super Showdown, and then I compared it to Crown Jewel.
Oh, God.
So Ringside Super Showdown was $1,983.42 Australian. Care to guess how much Ringside Crown Jewel was in Perth?
Oh, $5K?
Ha, you're funny. That would get you, I think it's gold package on here, or champion package. No, Ringside is $22,878.74.
This company makes me feel so gross at the moment. There's just something really disingenuous about everything this company does.
So compare it to the same time for those Manias. WrestleMania 2019, which is 35 in New Jersey, was Ringside $1,061.28 Australian. And then for last year's Vegas, when divided a Ringside combo 2-night into one-night price would be $48,329.19.
What the hell?
Yeah, corporate greed.
Yeah, it just no longer feels like Vince always, despite all of his issues and all of his faults as a booker, he always used to talk about doing something for the fans. This new era really feels like it's not about the fans anymore.
I hate that word, new era. Every fucking month is a new era.
Yeah, because it's why they do what they do. Fucking sick of hearing him say that shit too.
Okay, so we talked ticket pricing and how much TKO has increased in, geez, what was that, 2018, so 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to April, week after WrestleMania, WWE released 24 people.
Fucking hell, yeah.
So I'll read off some of the names here and you can give your quick thoughts. The entire White Six.
I think with them, there's definitely at least a few in there that could make a big splash on the indie scene. I see Joe Gacy having a hell of an indie run.
Yeah.
I would love to see Nikki Cross go to like an AEW and just let loose with her wrestling ability that we all know she has.
Well, just pivoting from that, Nikki Cross and Big Damo brought out Progress in the UK entirely, and I think are shareholders in Defy Wrestling in the Northwest Pacific region of the US.
Interesting.
Yeah. See, it has been so long since we talked.
It's been a very long time. Who else got...
Eric Rowan?
Yeah, Eric Rowan, like, I think, like, we've seen in the past, like, he might pop up here and there, but there's no real need to have him signed to an exclusive contract anyway. You can just bring him in for a one-off here and there, and that's about it.
Dexter Lumis?
There's something there. I'd love to see him and Indy do stuff together again.
They have done one or two things on socials, but nothing.
I've seen that, yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see them. Yeah. I'd love to see them, like, I'd love to see, like, Dexter Lumis, Sam Shaw, like, show back up in TNA, but, like, is that going to happen? Because I just don't...
doing in my bedroom?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Anderson. We could rehire him and just pick right back up off on that.
That'd be great.
Bo Dallas.
Yeah, like, even the last time he wasn't with the WWE, I really wanted to see him show up somewhere else and doing something different. And I hope he does that again. Well, I hope he does that this time around.
Yeah. The entire White Six are doing, like, con appearances all together as a group.
Yeah.
Also notably released Motor City Machine Guns with the company for about 18 months, give or take.
I mean, they got that tag run, the tag title run that was kind of nothing. They had a couple of banger matches. They are a true tag team that went to a company that does not give a shit about tag teams.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the only good thing most people will say about the Guns having gone to WWE is now they've ticked that off their resume and they got that championship.
Yeah.
Where do you expect them to go once their 90 days are up?
I would love to see them go to AEW. I think they would be perfect in that tag division. Although there's always going to be that thing of they'll probably end up doing another run in TNA as well.
Depending on what happens to TNA, but we can get there in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. This is why I keep saying, like, I would love to see, like, with Dexter Lumis, I'm saying, like, I would love to see him and Indy do stuff together in TNA, but I'm not sure if that's going to be possible now. Who knows?
Yeah. So, yeah, who else did we have? We had Alba Fire released, was very featured part of Chelsea Green's Secret Service, considering she was, at the time, the only fit member for in-ring competition.
And an incredible worker. We know from her NXT UK run and her run in the UK independents before that, as what, Kaylee Ray, was it?
Yeah, Kaylee Ray. Not to be confused with the American Kaylee Ray.
Oh, Kylie, yeah.
Yeah, it's spelled similar, yeah.
Yeah, it's... anyway, I hope to see her pop up. I think she's the type that might get signed to an AEW deal, but I could see her popping up through a lot of independents and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Also of note on this big list that we have Aleister Black and Zelina Vega.
Do not go back to AEW. We're done with you, Aleister Black. You've had too many.
Maxwell?
I share the same sentiments, I guess. There was a time where he was a really hot act, and due to his own, shall I say, stubbornness to put people over, allegedly, he really sort of buried any momentum he had in his last AEW run because he just didn't do singles matches and didn't get pinned.
Well, AEW's only ever used the escape the cage rule once.
Yep. Yep, and that was for him.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was probably the first real time it felt like someone was in AEW just to get back to WWE. Like it felt very blatantly obvious. With Miro, it was like, it felt like that was a possibility too. But like with Aleister Black, it felt obvious that that's what he was doing. He just wanted to keep the shine on himself so he could get back to the WWE. And now look what happened, mate. They had you for what, a year? Did like
1 day shy of a year.
Yeah, they did what, one okay feud with Damian Priest, and that's it.
And his wife, Zelina Vega, came out completely went after Sean Ross Sapp for reporting news on her Twitch stream.
That was so stupid. It would have been nice if Sean Ross Sapp didn't report our release like before I got the chance to. Then it's like, well, there's no way Sean Ross Sapp knew you were released before you did, so you should have just put it out there immediately then.
And if it wasn't Sean Ross Sapp, it would have been the guys at Post Wrestling, the guys at Figure 4 Wrestling Observer, the guys at any other outlet, and then her anger would have just been redirected there. Also, Zelina, what happened to all that unionization talk you had last time you were released?
Yeah.
That all seemed to disappear quite quickly once you were rehired.
Yeah, fucking oath.
And you know that the thing is with Jesse Ventura, he still goes out and says that they should.
Yeah.
Love the man. And then I guess the last big notable name of this round of releases was Kairi Sane, released from the Kabuki Warriors.
And that was probably the big shock out of the lot. And a lot of people up in arms about it. It kind of felt like at the time too, she was sort of released in the middle of a storyline too. But
yeah, well, building to that match at Backlash that didn't happen.
Yeah. It felt like it was all going to build to Asuka versus Kairi.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, oh no, Kairi lost to EO and just had her ass chewed out by Asuka, and then that's it. She's gone. Yeah. It was just like, no, Kairi was just a fuck up.
The thing is, Kairi was, when she was released the first time, she was over in New Japan and Stardom. She was the IWGP Women's Champion, so representing New Japan Women in Stardom, a really big featured act. And then she gets re-signed, and she's sort of in Damage Control, Kabuki Warriors, and then it's building to this big blow-off match. It doesn't happen at Mania. Okay, maybe, Backlash. And she gets released.
It just felt like her entire run, all she was just a lackey.
Same as Dakota. Same group.
Yeah.
But, Kairi's going to be fine. She'll go back to Japan. She'll go back to, I guess, depending now that Marigold's a thing, depending where her allegiance lies there and wrestling politics.
Yeah.
Marigold or Stardom, whichever one, she's going to do great.
Yeah.
Also released a few days after this was the New Day, who reportedly were asked to take a 50% pay cut when re-signed multi-year deals back in September the previous year.
Yeah. With the New Day, I find it outrageous that they were even allowed to leave.
We all know where they're heading.
Yeah, like we all know where they're going, but I find it fucking outrageous. Like, so not long ago, I stupidly bought WWE 2K26, right?
Yeah, I've seen you play it a few nights.
Yeah, and like Xavier Woods is all over it as like the video game guy. Like he's a like constant like character in the career mode thing you do. He's like a big character in the GM mode. Like all of it is there's like so much like up, down stuff in it. It's like, dude, if you had no plans for this dude as a wrestler, whatever. But there's still so much that he brings to this company.
Yeah, it's insane that they let him go. Like,
yeah,
a lot of people are saying, well, you could have kept him and made him face of your video game division going forward, transition him, much like Byron Saxton was removed from in-ring and commentary, and now he's pre-show host, backstage interviewer, does the in the bleachers interviews on Raw. He could have been transitioned to that.
Exactly. There was definitely stuff that Xavier Woods brings to this company. And, you know, what, Kofi Kingston been with the company for 20 years. And that's the way he has to leave. Is, can you take a 50% pay cut? Fucking revolting.
Yeah. Let's see. What
any job in the world, you would think it's downright inhumane that someone can work at a company for 20 years and then get asked to take a 50% pay cut. That's just immoral.
Yeah.
And this is all the while, the same time, you're charging fucking $20,000 for a ringside seat. Like, this company is fucking revolting.
It is. It is. Also released at the same time, Dunkzilla and JC Mateo.
Yeah, you know, there's enough memes out there about Dunkzilla. I think his run was exactly what it was. And I don't think it could have been too much more. JC Mateo, on the other hand, it was like he gets signed as a really, really fucking hot free agent that fucking destroyed Japan, had good indie run, all that sort of stuff. And now he's back as a free agent, and I feel like, you know, he'll probably end up going back to Japan, but I don't see like a North American company wanting him now.
Yeah, so when I was watching Dominion the other night, Jeff Cobb had tweeted out the day before. I was watching on tape delay, so I didn't see this until afterwards. He tweeted out, responding to a fan's quote tweet saying, "Oh, where is the exact wording? I did just post this, Alex. Why didn't you tell me?" Cobb said, quote, "I used to do some fun stuff in an alternative universe. Maybe it's time to dust off the old college resume." And it's a fan's quote tweet of a New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 19 clip of Jeff Cobb. Now, Cobb leaves New Japan in April of 2025. He was, at the time, the current IWGP Tag Team Champion with Callum Newman and had earned a world title match at Duntaku against Hiroki Goto. So, he leaves for the WWE. And so during that time,
and becomes a fucking dork for a year, essentially.
Yeah, but more so to that point, New Japan goes, all right, well, we did have you positioned to become the new leader of United Empire.
Yep.
Callum will take this. And Callum goes and he reclaims the vacated tag titles over Bushimon in a tournament final, teaming with Great O'Khan. He does take on Jeff's Cobb match against Hiroki Goto, losing in his first attempt for the title. He goes on to become the youngest ever winner of the New Japan Cup at 23. And at April 4th, Sakura Genesis this year becomes the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion and the youngest in history after defeating Yota Tsuji.
And so you can't help but feel that all of this stuff was probably meant for Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, because we know the Japan booking system is usually done a year or two at least in advance.
Yeah.
For most of those promotions. And Cobb's most notable thing in the WWE, I would say, would be losing the tag team championships to Priest and Truth, defending them on Solo's behalf, but is not a champion because it wasn't under Freebird rules.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
What he was in WWE was maybe like 1/50th of the potential that dude has.
Yeah.
And no matter what he does from this point forward, I think he's always going to be painted with that JC Mateo brush. And people are just going to be like, yeah, but he's got no charisma. He's just a background character who's nothing.
The guy can go so good.
And he's a fucking monster, but they put him in a faction with all these big dudes that made him look... They just sort of made him look short and chubby.
Yeah. So I don't know... There's two things I've been thinking about because I watched Dominion. When his non-compete runs out, let's say he does go back to New Japan, do you slot him straight back into United Empire, or do you have him sort of split off from that now and go and team with Aaron Wolf, who's another former Olympian in the New Japan system?
I would... pretend that his year away was just like, I had to take a break from wrestling for a year. Just pretend that the WWE run didn't happen. And just be like, I still have a New Japan title shot that I'm owed.
That would work out well because of
who is currently the champion.
Mm-hmm.
And then just be like, you lost the belts. You lost my belt. Now I'm coming to take yours.
Yeah.
Because I never lost those tag titles.
Well, our boy Hinare is double champ at the moment in New Japan, both six-man never champ and IWGP tag champ.
Yep.
So more stuff from WWE. Zelina alleged that WWE creative doesn't know how to book supernatural personas like Aleister Black and the Whites. Yet, there's The Undertaker right here in a position of creative power in AAA. Could you not ring him and ask?
Yeah, I mean, she's not wrong, but the fact that that's right is stupid. She's 100% right. Like, they don't know how to book supernatural characters anymore. But also the fact that that's a thing is stupid. Because this company, is arguably the only real company to really pull off the supernatural characters without it going in with, the good examples, without them going into the super hokey territory that, WCW tried to do supernatural shit and it just got fucking dumb.
Abyss is more monster than supernatural, isn't he?
Yeah, but there's a hit, he was monster, but he was with James Mitchell, who, he towed the lines of supernatural.
Yeah.
And Abyss is there. Like,
yeah, that's
like
true.
Abyss is a normal like character in 2K26, which is still fucking wild.
Our girl Zaria vanquishes Sol Ruka and then gets an AI slop video.
Yeah, that was gross.
Yeah.
But she's the North American champ now.
Yeah, it just took a month of getting through all that crap afterwards.
Yeah.
So we talked about Jeff Cobb, we talked about the comparisons to that. Oh yeah, I was watching Fox Footy the other day, and Jason Sunstall now looks like Triple H when he's wearing his headset.
Nice.
I think that's about it WWE wise, other than the actual events that occurred. Yeah, so let's touch on some of the events. I'll be honest, other than a few select things here and there, I've pretty much stopped watching a lot of WWE.
I'll say that, like, I'll watch clips of the TV shows, of the weekly TV, but I don't watch the full TV anymore. Because it just doesn't feel worth my time anymore.
Did you happen to catch Backlash this year?
I did.
So results...
The most interesting thing going into that for me was Danhausen.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
And it was, it was pretty shit, but the build-up had me interested.
Yeah. So this saw the match of Io Sky versus Asuka, where Io wins via pinfall, and Roman Reigns defeating Jacob Fatu to retain his World Heavyweight Championship. Kicking off the event saw Braun Breaker defeating Seth Rollins via pinfall. Trick Williams retained his US title over Sami Zayn via pinfall. And as you mentioned, Danhausen with Minihausen defeats The Miz and Kit Williams. Was there really anything in this event to write home about?
Yeah, I mean, Asuka and Io was amazing, as it always was going to be.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Oh boy. Okay, what about Saturday night's main event XLIV? May 2026.
Oh fuck, I can't even remember what was on that one.
So this saw Jade, Meechin, and B-Fab defeat Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa Bliss. This saw Penta defeat Ethan Page. Page and Brie Bella retained against the Irresistible Forces. And in your main event saw Logan Paul and Austin Theory defend the Tag Team Championship against the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford. But this event will probably be most remembered for Sol Ruka versus Becky Lynch that goes 2 minutes 26 and ends when referee Jessica Carr signals for a disqualification but doesn't tell the timekeeper who gets disqualified, so the timekeeper just assumes stuff.
Fucking hell.
Do you not remember this match?
No, I do. What a fucking shit show.
Yeah, it was. Anything else on Saturday night's main event thoughts?
No, the whole Saturday night's main event thing hasn't been worth watching since John Cena's last match. I'm not even stating an opinion there. I'm stating a fucking fact.
Who used to say that? That's not an opinion, that's a fact. Oh, Paul Heyman. What about AAA? No, what were we going to say? John Cena, yes. What about this John Cena Classic tournament championship thing?
That they announced and then haven't followed up on at all?
It's a thing where the fans vote, meaning if you lose but you show guts, you can be the winner.
Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Wins and losses don't matter. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, as soon as that got announced, the flooding of Drew Carey, whose line is this anyway memes.
Yep.
Your victory points do not matter.
Yep.
But Alex, did you happen to go out of your way to see AAA Noche de los Grandes?
I saw the match that I needed to see.
Yeah.
Which I will tell you 100% was one of the greatest matches I've seen in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I watched the undercard. The undercard was fine. Nothing really to write home about other than War Raiders are in AAA, I guess, and got another championship to add to their collection of different belts from different promotions. But your main event saw original El Grande Americano versus the new El Grande Americano in no disqualification Lucha del Espastias Mascara Canta Mascara.
I swear you swore at me in the middle of that.
Perhaps, and I apologize. Mask versus mask, no DQ.
Yeah, my God. I know we hate the word cinema involved with wrestling, but if you're going to call a match cinema, you got to call this one cinema.
Yeah. I went into this after work that day blind of the result. I just knew it was happening that day. And I'm like, I'll sit down and I'll watch this and won't touch my phone. And I sat there the entire time of the match just enthralled, not knowing which way this was going to go. Had a pretty good idea which way it was going to go. But no concrete feeling. And by God, it is probably the best match I've seen on TV this year. Like, on video.
By a long shot.
The best match I've seen under the WWE umbrella in God knows how long. The best, I guess, match from not one of the big three promotions. If you want to count AAA as its own thing, still, sure, whatever. Outside of main WWE, AEW, and New Japan, probably, the best match I've seen ever outside of those ones.
Yeah. My only issue with this is that it had to go to AAA for it to end up like this.
I think it was the right call, and I
100% the right call.
But
it shouldn't have needed it. It shouldn't have needed to go to that. The story was there to begin with.
Yeah, and they tried to do original as face in the US and new as the heel, and it just wasn't clicking in the US.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what just does my head in, is that look at how and why it worked in Mexico. Why could you not have done the exact same thing in America?
Because it would have got 6 minutes and been buffered either side by ads.
Yeah, true. And it would have resulted in a fucking Dude Wipes presents Mask versus Mask.
So the last time I can remember WWE doing a mask versus mask was Blue Sin Cara versus Black Sin Cara. Can you remember a more recent one than that?
No, I can't. I think that is the most recent one, and that is a poor example of mask versus mask.
So that's what I mean. That's how it probably would have gone.
Yep. And you look at what this match did, like now, and like how this match translated so well even to the American audience, that now like Chad Gable is on Raw and getting a push. But it's like, motherfucker, you had him the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, you could have done this on your TV, you dumb fuck.
Well, they did re-air the entire match in full on Netflix on that Raw after Clash in Italy.
Yeah.
Do you know the star rating for this match? Given it's been about a month.
I actually don't, but if it didn't get 5, I'd be shocked.
Okay, have a guess, knowing that Meltzer's scale goes up to 7. Have a guess.
5.75.
Bang on.
Really?
Yep.
Fucking hell. I was like,
There
he
are
wouldn't.
13 matches that Meltzer has rated better than this, and 14 matches he has rated equal to this.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, he wouldn't have just stuck to 5 for this, but there's no way he would have gone to 6 either. So I was like, yeah, he would have done a 5 point something. So it was just like, I'll guess one of the 3 options here.
I've got a 33 to 30% chance of winning.
Pretty much.
Oh, man. But, yeah, like, in some rarefied area, gave 6 to Tanahashi and Okada of this year. That one's more nostalgia fan service than wrestling, let's be honest.
And how much do you think this match was helped, heat-wise, by that story coming out about Kaiser in the elevator?
Well, JBL does bring it up on commentary.
Yeah. I think, like, that story coming out, and especially when it comes out that, like, some guy gets in an elevator, racially abuses Kaiser's girlfriend, so he like, essentially beats him up. Like,
yeah.
That story coming out, and then this match happening in Mexico, the Mexican people hearing that, like, okay, this guy stood up for us. Like, no wonder he got such a huge pop. Like, how is Ludwig Kaiser now the biggest, like, most organic baby face in wrestling right now? How did that happen? What the fuck?
Yeah, all Vince needed to do was send down a German speaker to Mexico, put him under a mask, and he would have had his next big Latin star.
It's fucking outrageous that that's what Kaiser's become.
I'd argue he's bigger than Penta, Ray Phoenix, Stephanie Vaca.
Like, when he beats Dom for that AAA title at some point, that's huge.
Yeah. Well, Triple Mania's 2 nights this year.
Yeah.
Night 1,
they gotta
Las Vegas.
It needed a night in Vegas, of course.
Yeah, you notice how the World Cup's not in Vegas?
Yeah, because it's all fucking booked out for wrestling. Fuck!
Wrestling and rugby league, that's what we do in this city.
Yep.
Storm are going this year. It's like, oh, that'd be nice. Anyway, did you happen to catch Clash in Italy the day after?
I did.
So Cody beats Gunther to retain his undisputed title. Rhea Ripley defeats Jay to retain her women's title. Brock Lesnar defeats Obafemi in 621. Sol Ruka defeats Becky Lynch to become the new Women's IC champion. And in tribal combat for both the World Heavyweight Championship and tribal chief of the Anawahi family, Roman Reigns defeats Jacob Fatu. Any real thoughts?
This was a pretty skippable pay-per-view. The only thing I really enjoyed about this pay-per-view is that at one point they showed Santino in the crowd.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
My name is Santino Marella. I come from Milan, Italy.
Yep, and they talked about him, like, winning the Intercontinental title in his first night in the WWE against Lashley. Well, they didn't. I don't think they said. Oh no, it was against Umaga. Thanks to Lashley. Umanga.
Oh man. Yeah. And then we've got a King and Queen of the Ring going on at the moment because it's Riyadh season.
Yep. You son of a gun.
Yeah, SmackDown. Apparently that's not the show to watch because only one of 8 people made it to the semi-final for SmackDown.
Yeah, actually, can you just tell me who's left in these tournaments? Because I actually don't know right now off the top of my head.
So possible spoilers here because SmackDown was taped, I think, earlier in the week or something. Anywho,
yeah.
So skip forward ahead if you don't want to know. Oba Femi versus Dominic Mysterio, and Oba won via pinfall to move through to the final.
Yeah.
And in your other final for the men is Javon Evans versus Jey Uso.
Yeah. So Oba and Dom happened on Raw.
Yeah.
So we don't, and then what? Jay and Javon. Jay's going to win this.
I don't care about that.
I know.
Jimmy Uso is right here.
Yeah, I'd much rather see Jimmy get the push through James.
Yes, they're twins. You can give the other brother a push.
Yep.
So out of those three men, Oba, Javon, and Jay, who do you think's going to be your King of the Ring for 2026?
Who would I like it to be? Javon Evans. Who would I not mind it to be? Oba Femi. Who will it be? Jey Uso.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you there. They're probably going with Jey Uso. And
the only question is he going to do the whole thing of he's going to challenge Cody for the bloodline, or is he going to fucking betray Roman and go for Roman's title?
I don't care.
Yeah, exactly, because this was the story fucking 6 years ago.
And then in your women's side of the bracket, we saw Io Sky defeat Raquel Rodriguez to advance to the final, and then your other semi-final will be Liv Morgan, who is the women's champion. She will face Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's very fucking stupid, but also I think Charlotte Flair's winning this whole tournament.
Okay, so who do you think's going to win, and who do you want to win?
Okay. I want Io to win, and I want Io to challenge Rhea.
At least that'd be something fresh for Rhea.
And I want Rhea to finally beat Io. One-on-one. Because that's a thing that's never happened.
Wasn't it going to happen last year and then Naomi cashed in?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We almost got it and it didn't happen. So I would like that to happen. What's probably going to happen is Charlotte Flair's going to win this tournament. They've been teasing they've been teasing like Rhea and Charlotte have been teaming up on SmackDown, and you know they don't like each other because of their past, but they're trying to move past it. And then this is going to pop up, and it's going to bring up old animosity, and they're going to hate each other again.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. It's
now
not.
You've painted yourself into a corner that if Liv doesn't advance out of the semi-final, Charlotte, in theory, should pin or submit her to advance, which means she's got a victory over one champion, and she should be owed a title match.
And here's the other thing too, which I don't think gets talked about nearly enough. Charlotte's a Flair. I want to see her win this modern big gold. I want to see a Flair with the big gold.
She hasn't had that title yet, has she?
No. How have they kept that title away from her?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not really phased. In other WWE news related to Queen of the Ring, Rhea Ripley has suffered a knee injury during the European tour at a house show in Italy. The length of the injury and possible return date are currently unknown.
It's fucking awful, but it shouldn't affect things because champions don't defend titles anyway. So
it's so
I'm pretty sure I saw you post something about how Liv Morgan's yet to defend her title that she won at Mania.
I will double check that while I'm here, but I think she hasn't. Yeah, like, I don't mind if you're telling a story like that. Like, Athena is the opposite. Like, she's still Ring of Honor Women's Champion, but she defends that title a lot. Mercedes, when she had all those indie titles, would go and defend at least the indie titles once or twice and defend her TBS title regularly. What title does Liv have?
The World Heavyweight.
Yep. Matches. None. Hang on, I'll see how many days she's had this for. 62 days and counting.
Fucking hell. If Jack Tunney was still around, he would have stripped that off her twice.
That is true. I miss the 30-day defense rule. Also announced for Riyadh will be Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes or Ricky Saints in a singles match for the US title, depending on who wins that final match there between Carmelo and Ricky. And
I would hope that they're actually going to save Melo versus Trick for down the road.
And because Seth's not done with the Vision, still cage match against Bron Breakker.
Yeah, sure.
Does any of this excite you to tune into Night of Champions, Saudi Arabia?
Bron Breakker, the fucking tag team champion now, like, because Logan got injured, because the Vision's fucking cursed.
Seth got injured, then Braun, then Bronson, then Logan.
Yep.
So the next one will probably be Austin Theory.
If not Paul.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And, like, at this point, they're just, like... I still don't even know if I've seen, like, a promo of, like, Seth, like, talking... Or, like, Bron talking about, like, why they booted Seth and, like, why they don't like each other anymore and, like, why Seth really wants to get back at Bron. Like, why just Bron? Shouldn't it be Paul that you're after?
Shouldn't it also be Bronson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I hear that Bronson's pretty close to coming back, so I could see Bronson somehow fucking, as much as I fucking hate it, I think he might get involved in this cage match and cost Seth, which I fucking hate run-ins in cage matches.
Do a splash off the top of the cage, Bronson.
Yep, and then immediately get injured.
That's another thing we sort of have talked about in the past. Bronson was lined up for this big push as the leader of TMDK and joined WWE, and they sort of pivoted to Zack Sabre Jr. as the leader.
Yep.
Should we jump over to TNA's gonna TNA?
Oh, yeah.
Press release by Anthem Sports. TNA Wrestling today announced a workforce reduction designed to streamline operations and sharpen strategic focus for profitability. Blah-de-blah, blah, 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 future endeavors.
Yep.
Oh, man. So, in the last couple of days, they've released Sami Callihan, Tommy Dreamer, and Tessa Blanchard.
I'm not... Honestly, I don't think that they are three big losses for the company.
So
I still struggle to shake the bad taste out of my mouth from like Tommy Dreamer and that Dark Side of the Ring plane ride from the Hell episode.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And Sami Callihan, like, there's not that high of a ceiling with him anymore. He's getting older. He's clearly just like he's already got that old deathmatch wrestler limp when he walks. Like, yeah, he's running out of time. And then Tessa Blanchard, like, fire her every week for all I care. Like,
well,
piece of shit.
She chose CMLL over TNA, and another North American promotion has a working agreement and a forbidden door with CMLL next weekend.
Outrageous.
Yeah. So Dreamer was the backstage promoter, booker, however you want to word it. And Callahan had a lot to do with the online social media and designing of merch. So they're two of the sort of backstage people.
Yep.
Reportedly, Delirious, the former Ring of Honor booker and trainer at one stage, is in the interim position as booker yet again of TNA. Other names to have left this year were Mance Warner and Steph DeLander, who left when they requested their release because TNA would not clear Steph. Also, Steve Macklin left in the past month after shouting at TNA president Carlos Silva ringside, "Sit in your fucking cuck chair." And also released were Danny Luna and Myla Grace.
Well, I think there's a chance Macklin goes to AEW.
Yeah, Don Cal's family needs more members.
Well, I can say him specifically going to ROH.
ROH needs more members.
Yeah.
Now, I did say this when I originally posted all the WWE releases. Andre Chase, I was spitballing. I'm like, he's got 30-day non-compete. If Ring of Honor wanted to bring him in and do like a rival university fraternity to Ring of Honor's frat house group, you could do that.
That'd be so good.
I'm not saying it's going to do massive numbers, but that's something you could do. Yeah, Macklin, he's a good guy, but AEW is so bloated. Care to guess how many actual wrestlers are still signed with TNA?
No idea.
Have a stab in the dark.
At this point, like 30?
Okay, I'll give it to you. There are 31 men signed and
Fucking
17
hell, okay.
women.
That's still like, oh God. I think every company is a little bloated right now. TNA, like, probably nowhere near as bloated as the other two, but I still think that's more than what they need.
Yeah.
Do they really need 17 women? How many of those are getting featured regularly? I'm guessing maybe less than half.
Yeah. Well, you've got your 4 men's titles, which takes up, if you're having just singles programs for each, 10 people. And then you've got your 2 women's titles at Knockouts World and Knockouts Tag, so that takes up 6 people.
Yeah.
Do you want to chat a little AEW?
Sure.
Did you happen to catch Double or Nothing from the Tennis Center in Queens, New York?
I caught bits and pieces, yeah.
Okay. Where are the results here? Did you catch any of the pre-show?
Not that I can recall.
Okay. So we saw our girl, Lana Cross, retain the Women's Tag Team Championship. Oh, sorry. This was a 5-minute eliminator match. My apologies, against Zeta Steel and Vita Van. Zeta Steel used to be in Evolve, was part of what are they called? The new NXT Tag Champions, Swipe Right, whatever their bigger group name is. And she left and she's in AEW Ring of Honor now, managed by Christopher Daniels.
Okay.
And Boom and Doom, along with Conglomeration, Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, with Big Justice and the Rizzler ringside, defeat Shane Taylor Promotions.
Hell yeah.
We saw the I Quit street fight for the tag titles where FTR lost to Cage and Cope. We saw the International Championship change hands as Kazuchika Okada lost to Konosuke Takeshita. In the women's Owen Hart, Athena defeated Mina Shirakawa. There was a no time limit match for the Continental Championship where Moxley defeated Kyle O'Reilly in 1845. if this is no time limit, it should go past 20 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. Nitpick because all the Continental matches are supposed to be 20-minute time limit. Ospreay defeated Samoa Joe in the men's Owen Hart Cup match. Swerve defeated Bandito in the men's Owen Hart quarterfinal match. Then Tekla won her fatal four-way against Hikaru Shida, Jamie Hayter, and Chris Statlander to retain the Women's World Championship. Co-main event of the Stadium Stampede match where Team Jericho, along with Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, and Shelter Management, along with the Elite, Omega, Jack Perry, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson, defeat The Demand, Ricochet, Bishop Khan, Tony Leona, and Don Callis family members, Mark Davis, and Andrade El Idolo, along with the Dog members, Clark Connors and David Finlay. That was a lot of people.
Yep.
And then, in a title versus hair match for the main event, Darby Allin, your AEW World Champion, who's been defending this on TV for every show since he won it, takes on MJF and loses in 23-10.
I like it. I do like it because I think they did a good job of telling the story that Darby just reached the end of his rope.
Yeah.
And I feel like all year has just been a build for MJF to eventually drop the title to Will Ospreay at All In. Like I feel like that's all that's everything's been building to anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Where the hell is this? It's here somewhere. Why does nothing ever pop up when it's supposed to? So how did you watch this event? Like on what service?
Basically X, Twitter. Because I wasn't going to fork out for it this time around. Not because I wasn't interested, but just because, I got a kid to feed, brother. and he eats a shitload. And also, like, I just wasn't going to be able to watch it live anyway. So I watched like people just post clips. Someone posted the full match of Cage and Cope and MJF and Darby on Twitter, so I watched those.
The old nefarious means network strikes again.
I would say that it barely counts as nefarious means if it's social media.
Did you happen to catch our boy Mark Davis versus Jack Perry at AEW Fairway to Hell, that indoor golf arena?
I did actually watch that, yeah.
So my Fite/Thriller AEW Plus subscription run out the day off, and I'm like, well, guess I'm moving over to MyAEW. First of all, the service is pretty good. The layout's pretty streamlined for it. This match here, like, it's a unique environment, and I love it because Mark Davis, new national champion.
Yep.
Right decision. Finally, more gold for Dunkzilla.
Hell yeah. He looks like such a beast right now, too. Oh, I love it.
He's getting in good shape.
Yeah, he's so hossy right now. He's such a hoss.
Yeah, and Fletcher's also back from injury finally.
Yep.
But Mark Davis, good to see gold on him.
Yeah, I was worried that he wouldn't really get his singles props.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like for a while there he was just going to be an afterthought in Kyle Fletcher's history.
Yeah, that's sort of what I thought too. And then they won those trios titles for a hot minute there with Okada and Fletcher.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, okay, this is sort of what he's going to be reduced to, Kyle's tag partner and not much else in Don Callis' family. But no, he's got national gold.
Yeah.
And Cole's coming back, and this week on Dynamite, Cole was sort of looking over his shoulder at Kevin Knight, who's now the newest member of the Dunkzilla family, got that TNT gold.
Yep.
So, yeah. Last little thing here, sort of AEW related before Forbidden Door. Did you see who took an opportunity to get into the Owen Hart tournament when Zaria was injured?
No.
So Zaria travelled over from Japan, wasn't medically cleared. Tony Khan makes a phone call to MyAEW, the same woman he called when Tegan Knox walked out of the company.
Fucking hell.
So, yeah, MyAEW has a pretty good opening round match here. Had lost her brother during the week, and yeah, I expected once they said that on commentary she was going to get the win. She faces Athena this weekend on Collision, which has been done on tape delay. Now, this is going to sound crazy. I would have her pin Athena, but not win the Owen against Mercedes. You have her pin Athena, that sets up Athena's next challenger for the world title.
Yep.
And she doesn't have to win the Owen. Mercedes can win the Owen, go to Wembley, help sell more tickets.
Yep.
And you look at where she was 6 months ago. She wasn't signed to AEW. And she picked up the phone because they were in Texas, did the job for Tony Khan, got signed, picked up the phone again, got put into the Owen on late notice, won her opening round match.
Hell yeah.
And meanwhile, where's Tegan Knox?
Yep.
In the final few months of her in-ring career.
Exactly.
And we've said this before, like people like Willow, Sky Blue, Harley Cameron, some of the men's wrestlers, Jack Perry, Orange Cassidy. Like, people will come in and lose. There are very few people who will come in right off the bat and be at the main event level. When the company was already established. Okada, Mercedes, Punk. Those are probably the only three huge names who have come in who haven't had to work their way up.
Like, even Osprey, didn't immediately go to the main event, I guess.
No, yeah. Like, Mercedes wasn't main event, but she was straight away into a title program and long-reigning title program, heavily featured TV title every week. So, yeah.
Like, she's never been AEW Women's Champ, has she?
No, that's what this second run at the Owen is building to.
Yeah, no, it's just wild that she hasn't already.
Oh, man. Where do we go from there? We might as well touch the rundown for Forbidden Door so far. Okay, so Mercedes will face the winner of MyAEW and Athena in your women's Owens final. Men's Owens final will see Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay. There's a singles match of Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. First time in 4 or 5 years, maybe longer, now that I'm thinking about it. First time ever on North American soil. I know they said that. Women's title will be Tekla against Starlight Kid. The whole build here has just been Tekla spitting on the Stardom logo, totally disrespecting it because she was fired from Stardom. She hates that company. Send me your best. And I was like, give me Saya Kamatani.
Oh, hell yeah.
But no, we get Starlight Kid. Starlight Kid, for those who haven't seen, very good high flyer, cruiserweight style, wears the mask like a luchador. We have a global heavyweight champion with new global heavyweight champion. Shota Umino will face Puck. Continental title will see John Moxley face Bandito. The World Tag Champions, Cope and Christian. Cope and Christian will take on the Dogs, Clark Connors and David Finlay. And a steel cage match will see Darby Allin, Konosuke Takeshita, Conglomeration members, Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong versus MJF and Don Callis family members Andrade Alilo, Jake Doyle, Kazuchika Okada, Kevin Knight, and Kyle Fletcher. So Fletcher comes back and immediately put into one of those steel cages. This is similar, probably going to be similar to the other steel cages they've done at Forbidden Door before. It's similar to the dog pound match they did in New Japan a few times. The one that ended the career of I'm trying to think of his name. Former member of Bullet Club of War Dogs.
Coughlin.
Yes, Alex Coughlin. Thank you.
Coughlin. Yeah. There you go.
But yeah, it'll be that sort of cage set up again, not your traditional cage around the ring when they do these. Yeah, so pretty stacked Forbidden Door lineup. Little bit of a representation there. It's sort of a bit less than previous years at the moment. We're a week out, no CMLL match, and one Stardom person. You've got your New Japan representation in Shota Umino. Bandito's more of a Ring of Honor AEW guy. Yeah, no CMLL representation that I can really see.
Wild.
Yeah.
Send in Tessa Blanchard.
That's what I was hinting at when she chose CMLL. There's a Forbidden Door coming up. Oh my god!
Fucking. There's no way.
Do you think post-match, Starlight Kid's out, she's thrown out of the ring, in behind comes Tessa, takes out Tekla?
No fucking chance.
Okay.
No fucking chance. Surely not. Tony Khan wouldn't allow it. Not my TK. No way.
You have MyAEW and my TK? Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose we can touch on this now, the whole situation around Fite, Thriller TV, and not making payments to certain companies.
Yeah.
AEW, notably one of them. WXW of Germany, also one. This
outrageous.
Is what resulted in the birth of MyAEW a lot sooner than what I think a lot of fans would have thought.
Yeah.
Before we touch on New Japan Dominion, did you see the news that I put up overnight over the earthquake that hit Tokyo on the 16th?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay, so I've put it up in the Discord's news channel. There's a short clip there of the action of Noah off Wrestling Universe. It is a special 8-man tag of Tatsuya Naito, Kenta, Kyo Kitamura, and Bushi taking on members of Team 2000X and other members of Noah. I'm going to mispronounce names, so I apologize. They're in the ring, and a 5.5 magnitude earthquake hits. Meanwhile, they are at level 5 of Korakuen Hall.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, the referee sort of pauses the match, tells the timekeeper to stop, and the wrestlers just wait it out. And then when it's done, the ref goes back to the timekeeper and they resume wrestling. Meanwhile, Kenta and Naito are on the apron just completely no-selling this.
God.
In related, Japan news, New Japan World is acquiring the rights to air MLW Fusion.
Weird.
So, yeah. So if you've got MLW, you can watch it on there. I was on Wrestle Universe yesterday, and they've got select matches of Ring of Honor and AEW on there. I'm guessing that's with some of their signed wrestlers. So like Takeshita's still signed to DDT, so they might air some of his matches on there.
Yeah.
But speaking of Japan, did you see the major news coming out of Bushiroad?
No.
So Bushiroad sells its 86% shares of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Wowzers.
Yes. So now it is a equal split, as I bring this up here in front of me. it was like 86%, 86% Bushiroad, 10% TV Asahi, and 5% Amuse Inc. The new ownership structure of New Japan Pro Wrestling is 46.3% TV Asahi, their longtime TV partner in Japan. Their sort of broadcast division falls under a lot of their control. Cyber Agent, 46.3%. Equal partners with TV Asahi, and Amuse Inc. down to 5% still. Cyber Agent, of course, the parent company of Cyberfight. Cyberfight, the parent company of DDT Wrestling, Noah Pro Wrestling, and Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, also controls Wrestle Universe, which is where companies like Marigold air.
That's wild.
This is now like one big wrestling conglomeration, I guess. So the two big shareholders don't have a majority, and I guess any decisions they make going forward, they need that 5% Amuse Inc. to at least make a decision.
Yeah.
And it's notable that it's not in the Cyberfight division. It's under the parent company, Cyber Agent.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens going forward. There is, of course, this Unified Japan Pro Wrestling Agreement, which is like a working agreement between all the Japan companies. I think that's what they call it. I can't remember entirely. But yeah, so there's that going forward where, like, for example, Australia's own, is it Mikey Nichols or Shane Haste? One of the lads. Wrestlers.
Shane Haste, I think.
Yeah, Shane Haste is the current GHC heavyweight champion, which is the heavyweight champion of Noah. You have
which is crazy that that's what Slapjack's doing, but yeah.
Yes, it is. So yeah, you've got that. You've got the United Japan Pro Wrestling Agreement, which is like all the big companies of Japan working together for certain shows and sharing their roster to try to keep people like WWE, TKO out of Japan and not buy other wrestling companies. But yeah, so it will be interesting to see what happens with New Japan World going forward. What will happen with New Japan itself going forward? What happens with Noah going forward? Very interesting that the month before, New Japan, who owned Stardom as a separate division of New Japan, sold Stardom back to Bushiroad. Then Bushiroad sells New Japan, but Bushiroad retains ownership over Stardom. But Stardom will continue to be a sister promotion to New Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens there, if that partnership breaks down and New Japan goes with someone like Marigold, for example. Who's to say? Did you happen to catch any of New Japan Dominion 6.14 in Osaka-Jo Hall this past week?
No, I didn't. Actually, I'm not even sure if I know of a result. Okay. So feel free to fill me in.
Yeah. So kicking off the show, we see Sonata come out, but it's the old Sonata, and then another Sonata comes out, and another, and we end up with like 10 Sonatas on the rampway, showing past incarnations of Sonata, and then the last Sonata comes out, who is the actual Sonata. Because he has been injured and off recently. Then comes out Konosuke Takeshita, who is the reigning New Japan TV champ, but Sonata is in possession of the title. They have a pretty good match here, going 8-24. Konosuke retains and then gets physical possession back of the TV title. Jake Lee wins in 9:40 over El Fantasmo in a no disqualification match via referee stoppage. This match was like every other Jake Lee match. It sucked. You had a special tag team match of Taichi and Yuya Uemura taking on TMDK, Ryohei Owa, and Zack Sabre Jr., where Taichi pins the TMDK young boy to show that he's still better than his former Dangerous Tekkers partner. El Desperado, one half of the junior tag team champs, takes on Mystico, yes, the former Sin Cara, the other half of the junior tag team champs. And a pretty good match here, going 9:33, very sportingly until Despy attacks Mystico's injured knee and gets the win. The never openweight six-man title was on the line next as Ren Narita comes out with House of Torture, including Dick to Go, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi. He is the defending champ, taking on Aaron Wolf, and it goes about 10 minutes here as Aaron Wolf fights off House of Torture and reclaims his never openweight championship. We have Knockout Brothers, the IWGP Tag Champs, Oscar and Yuto still in their first reign, going up against United Empire's Great O'Khan and Aaron Henare, and as I alluded to earlier, O'Khan and Henare win, ending their first tag team reign of Oscar and Yuto Ice in 256 days. They were saying on the English commentary there's about 3 or 4 reigns longer than this overall, and it's the longest first reign as a champion. Global Heavyweight Championship was next as Andrade El Idolo, the defending champ, took on Drilla Maloney and Shota Umino. And Shota here picking up the win, pinning Andrade. And in the post-match here, Drilla sort of very emotional, but shakes Umino's hand, gets out of the ring, and then comes in Gabe Kidd. This guy, as Kevin Kelly would used to say, would be making a large contribution to the Retired Wrestlers Fund in the backstage, as this guy dropped like 20 C-bombs on the mic. Lays out Shooter, basically says, I'm here to send a message from the Death Riders, which sets up Puck versus Shota at Forbidden Door. The junior title was on the line next as best of the junior winner, Yo, will take on Doki of House of Torture, who comes out with Yo's former Roppongi 3K tag partner, Sho. And Yo here getting the win in 17:57. Fine sort of House of Torture interference junior match. And your main event, Callum Newman, who comes down to the ring with his United Empire members. Most notably not Aaron Henare, as it looked like he busted his ear during the tag team match where he was bleeding sort of from here on the head. So we had Pranisco Kira, Great O'Khan, Jake Lee, and Zane J ringside for the champ as he takes on Yota Tsuji with Shingo Takagi ringside, and Yota Tsuji reclaims the IWGP Gold.
Wowzers.
Yeah. Very good New Japan event. But yeah, I'm just trying to see, where are we? I did have some notes. So yeah, Yota Tsuji won. Hiroshi Tanahashi presents him the gold afterwards. Yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, G1 participants got announced. Do you have any idea who's in G1 this year?
I saw Gabe Kidd's in it, isn't he?
Yeah, Gabe Kidd's in there.
Yeah. But he is signed to AEW, right? Or was that just a working thing?
He's signed to AEW now, yeah.
Yeah. There's the last I saw, there was like 4 or 5 like mystery, like haven't been announced participants yet.
Yeah, so because O'Khan and Henare won the tag titles, they got put in. So Oscar and Yuto Ice now have to go through the playthroughs.
Right.
So Does it have the play-ins here in English? Play-in match A will be Taichi versus Yuto Ice. And then the second play-in match for A will be El Fantasmo taking on Rhea Owa. I'm always going to butcher that name, I apologise. Other play-in match for Block B will see Yoshihashi taking on Rhea. Wait, does that say the same name twice? Yeah, it does. New Japan's website's messed up. It says Yoshihashi will face Rhea Owa. So Owa's got 2 play-in matches, unless that's a mistranslation. And Oscar will take on Yujiro Takahashi. Actually, in the blocks, Block A, Konosuke Takeshita, Hiroki Goto, Bolton Oleg, Yota Tsuji, Shingo Takagi, Jake Lee, Sanada, Grado Khan, and the 2 play-in winners. Block B will see Shota Umino, Yua Uemura, Ren Narita, Drilla Maloney, Zack Sabre Jr., Callum Newman, Gabe Kidd, and Hanare. Yeah. Very, very interesting indeed. But I suppose the last thing to touch on here would be the life and career of Ted Turner.
I mean, fuck. Wrestling as I liked it in the 90s wouldn't have existed without him. Wrestling as we know it doesn't exist without Ted Turner. Without Ted Turner challenging Vince McMahon to step up his game, basically.
Yeah.
My God.
When did Ted take ownership of WCW?
Exact year I could get wrong, but it was like 90, 91-ish, like early 90s.
I'm going to have a look now whilst we're here.
Maybe
Jim
even
Crockett, 1988.
Oh, shit, earlier than I thought.
So at this time, what are your major promotions in North America? You've got the WWF.
Yep. Well, then you got WCW, Jim Crockett Promotions.
Yep.
You've got AWA still hanging in there. They're still doing okay.
How are they in 88, though? Are they sort of like world class, sort of at the deathbed?
They're close to the deathbed, but they're still like, at this point in time, like, they've still got like 88. They've still got Kurt Hennig, still got Nick Bockwinkel. But yeah, they're close to the end of their days.
And how was world class?
This would have been, yeah, they would have been okay at this point, but we're getting close to the death of that too, because I think at this point you've only really got Kevin and Kerry left. But yeah, I think this is around the time, 88, 89, that World Class and Memphis did a bit of a team up as well. So I think they joined world titles for a little bit. So they had Jerry Lawler coming in a fair bit, which kind of saved their asses for a bit.
Yep.
But yeah, like it was very much so like WWF up there on its own. Then a little bit further down was the WCW, and then a huge gap, then AWA, World Class, Memphis, all that.
Yeah. So at this point in time, ECW doesn't even exist as Eastern Championship Wrestling.
No.
So what is it? Alternative universe. Turner decides not to buy Jim Crockett Promotions and chooses to air, let's say, World Class instead on Turner Broadcasting, not buying it. Jim Crockett closes down. How big of a hole would that have been going into what you know is 89 North American wrestling?
Oh man. In this alternate universe, you're saying Turner buys World Class.
No, he just airs World Class.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then I see that a lot of your Jim Crockett sort of stars would probably either go to the WWF or the AWA or, well, the smaller names would probably end up in World Class, to be honest. I think that happening probably would have saved AWA, and kept them alive for a few years longer, but I don't think it would have completely saved them.
So you don't think AWA could have risen to WCW levels without that backing of Turner?
Oh, fuck no. And not with Vern Gagne's sort of old school mentality. He wouldn't have been willing to adapt with the way the 90s were, where you needed that realism. You needed a bit of pulling the curtain back a little bit in the 90s.
So
there's no way Vern Gagne does that. He might have gone the opposite direction.
So who was sort of the big stars of WCW Jim Crockett Promotions at the end of '88?
Oh, this is height of the Horseman. This is height of Dusty. This is Sting's coming in the late '88. Luger's coming in. Fuck, you've got the Road Warriors. You've got the Midnights and the Rock and Roll Express doing their thing. You got Cornette. You've got yeah. Like when you think of like that sort of era of WCW, like this is the peak of it, which is the craziest thing. It's like how close they were to folding, considering like the star power they had at that time.
Yeah.
But it was just their unwillingness to sort of expand
outside of the southern base that they had.
Yep.
I'm just looking now. Their last, so that's Starrcade is December 26, 88. And just looking at this, why is the main event? Go on.
Is that Ronnie Garvin as world champion there?
No.
Okay. Because around that time he would have been too. Because I think around that time they would have been trying to transition to a different babyface from Dusty. They might have even tried Nikita at that time. Hang on, let me pull up Starrcade 88.
Yep. Yeah, so just looking at some of these names you have Kevin Sullivan, Dr. Death Steve Williams, the Midnight Express, the original Midnight. You've got Paul Heyman as a manager. You've got
that's right.
You have Ivan Koloff, Junkyard Dog, Rick Steiner, Mike Rotunda, Barry Windham, J.G. Dillon. So yeah, you got the Horsemen there. Bam Bam's there.
That tag title match. Oh, put it in my veins.
Sting and Dusty versus Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal with Paul Ellering for the tag titles.
This was when the Road Warriors turned heel on Dusty by unscrewing one of the spikes off their shoulder pads and stabbing Dusty in the eye with it.
I remember that. I don't know how, but I do.
I had it on VHS. There's a good chance
that's probably where I remember it.
A good chance I showed it to you as a kid because, like, I remember just being like, "Holy crap!" He just stabbed him in the eye, and you could see the blood coming out of Dusty's eyeball. He would have, like, in hindsight, he would have bladed his eyelid or something to make it bleed the way it was.
Yeah. And your world champion was Flair versus Lex Luger.
And then there's a dark bunkhouse battle royal. I want to. Oh, they don't have. Oh, there they go. There's the participants.
Dustin there. Dustin Rhodes, Larry Zbyszko, Kendall Windham, Dick Murdoch, Eddie Gilbert.
Yeah.
So without Ted Turner buying Jim Crockett Promotions and turning it into World Championship Wrestling, which isn't the name from the TV that Georgia Championship Wrestling used to do?
Yes.
Okay, see, I am remembering stuff. And that came because Jim Barnett went back to America after promoting World Championship Wrestling in Australia.
Yeah. Good boy.
I am learning my history. It's just like this card is sort of the end of what Jim Crockett Promotions was booking and the start of what Ted Turner's WCW would become.
Well, let me just look back at the big pay-per-view before this, which was the Great American Bash. Like, that was that had like Barry Windham versus Dusty Rhodes for the US title. Like, they are firing on all cylinders creatively. Yeah.
And then
the next pay-per-view after the Starrcade 88, by the way, the main event is Steamboat versus Flair from that famous Steamboat Flair trilogy.
Yep.
Like,
Road Warriors versus Varsity Club, Lex versus Barry Windham, Mike Rotunda, Rick Steiner, Midnight versus Original again, Sting and Butch Reed, like PSAs against Russian Assassin 1.
Yeah, you're bringing in the Freebirds now. You're bringing in Ricky Steamboat.
Where did Steamboat come from? Was it Big Time Wrestling Hawaii?
Well, at this point in time, he would have come to WCW from the WWF.
Okay. Oh, yeah. 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. He originally went to the WWF after working like Georgia Championship Wrestling in the early 80s as well.
Wow. So yeah, the point I'm trying to make here is Jim Crockett Promotions goes down. Look at the talent pool of free agents for one major promotion up here and two other players sort of like down here.
Yeah. Like, I can, like, Dusty at that point in time being a free agent, or like, you know, Flair coming in a couple of years earlier, more in his prime, and into the WWF. That would have been incredible. The entire Horsemen coming into the WWF.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
The other thing is, because I wanted to wait until you were healthy and free to do this, where would the NWA be if Jim Crockett Promotions does go down?
Oh.
Are they just back to smaller territories?
More than likely, yeah.
Kind of like they are now?
Yeah, if not, like they'd already cut, World Class had already cut ties with them. Memphis are already doing their own thing, so Memphis had already cut ties with them. AWA had their own title. Who else is around at that time? Like, there's
St. Louis, Detroit.
Yeah, like they're dead too. So like, yeah, I think like NWA just dies. Honestly, I think it just ends.
Oh,
it might just end there.
Wow.
Or it just goes to like small like shindies, like shit indies, like small bingo hall style things. Who knows? It might end up like with the ECW style promotion a bit earlier than it was meant to.
So, geez, this is talking parallels. because Australian wrestling history is so muddled at that time, and I don't know how your knowledge is. Late 80s, did we have an NWA territory still? This is after the death of WCW and sort of before what would become of the modern scene.
Oh.
Not that I can think of.
No.
Unless I'm going to check that, what is it? Wrestle Rampage title history. But would that be the only way the NWA probably could have survived in overseas territories?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, that's absolutely wild.
Is All Japan or New Japan an NWA territory in the 80s? Late 80s, like 88, 89?
I don't think it's it exists, but I'm not sure it's a NWA territory.
Okay. Because I'm just trying to think when the Japan promotions were partnered with NWA, as you say.
Yeah.
Because that's such a weird thing. Like, how could that what's the word I'm looking for? How that could play out. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
God damn, why does it not have like a list of former NWA territories here? When did Black Saturday happen? The wrestling TV related one, not the Australian bushfire one.
I think that I could be wrong, but I think that was like 87.
Yeah.
It might have been like 86 even, because I'm pretty sure Andre was still a babyface. So he turns heel in 87. So I'll have to look it up.
Okay. I'm looking now as like a list of presidents of the NWA.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's way before I thought it was. It was 84.
Okay. So that sort of doesn't play into this timeline. That's sort of what it is by then. Seiji Sakaguchi is NWA president for 92, 93. He's from New Japan. See, this is
right.
Such a weird.
So maybe like timeline. You see NWA like merge into New Japan, and you see like
I'm looking now
that 90s rise of the Super Juniors essentially with underneath the NWA umbrella.
So in 86, Bubba had ended All Japan's ties to the NWA.
Yeah.
You still had an affiliation with New Zealand in Wellington until the 90s. So that's probably where you're right. They sort of just live on through small indie feds around the globe. New Japan was 75 to 85, and then again 92 to 93.
Oh, okay.
So they had also ended.
Yeah. Yeah. So not even.
So they'd be left without a big player. Yeah.
Wowzers.
Okay. Yeah. So that's just a little fun look back, because everyone's like, oh, not Jim Cornette. Ted Turner. Sorry, I'm looking at the match card here for that Starrcade. Ted Turner. Oh, he just paid for WCW and just kept it on TV. Had he not done that, the wrestling landscape would be so much different. You know who got their start in WCW? Me, Mark Calloway. Stunning Steve Austin.
Yeah. Fucking Triple H. Like, Vince McMahon's literal personal life would be so much different.
Yeah.
Like, he might not have grandkids.
Test.
maybe Test would be the COO right now.
Like that is Oh, so it's got listed here as notable things. In November, Turner buys Jim Crockett Promotions, and also Jerry Jarrett buys 50% of World Class.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be weird. Also in December, AWA merges their title with the World Class. Is that World Class? Yeah, World Class title. Oh,
yep,
man.
That's right.
Yeah, so then they're trying to work together to fight off the other two promotions, but it's already too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an alternative history. Like, how weird it would be then without those two promotions. The NWA probably goes down. WCW, as we know it, doesn't exist. It'd be weird because would we get ECW? Would we get that promotion of the 90s? Would we get a player
even think about the fact that like Kevin Nash wouldn't have got into the wrestling business.
Mm-hmm.
And how weird of an effect that has on everything.
No Click.
No Click.
No NWO.
Like, well, straight away, you've got WrestleMania 11, your world champ's gone.
Yeah.
That's done. That's already, immediately. That's taken out of the equation. Yeah, it's just wild. Like DDP never gets that chance to wrestle. Goldberg doesn't even have Goldberg never even gets the idea to wrestle.
Yeah. I'd also put this out there.
Some would argue that might have saved wrestling a little bit.
I'd put this out there too, that had it not been for WCW in 2000 touring Australia, I don't think WWE would have come back.
I don't think so either.
I think they said, let them go, test the market, waste their money, and if it fails, it fails. But if it works, we can go in and do it so much better. Which they did in 2002. They did the big stadium show. Yep,
I agree.
But yeah, that'd be such a weird timeline. You're not talking about Flair as a 16 to 22 time world champion. You're not.
You might be
talking about Sting.
Yeah, like Ric Flair. I think Ric Flair would have been fine. He would have gone to the WWF and done pretty well for himself. I think the guys that were stars at that time would have survived. Like your Flairs and your Dusties. That's where the questions are. Like Sting was only on the come up. Like Sting's just a rookie in '88.
Yeah.
Like, does it happen? Maybe, maybe not. Does Sting say Sting comes to the WWF in '88? Does that cause Vince to go, oh, I could push Warrior or I could push Sting? I'll push Sting instead.
Yeah, that's a good question. So without that, we're just going on a whole tangent now. Just let's
I know,
finish
it's
off
wild.
this. So of course, well, the Japanese discussion, like WCW brings them in, but WWE never really did that to a huge extent.
Yeah.
At the same time, the cruiserweights though is something I want to touch on, and the luchadors, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio. Do you think those two guys would have got a chance in '90s WWF had there not been a WCW to give them that national opportunity?
I will always be of the belief that talent will inevitably prevail, but it's hard to say. Like, it's hard to confidently say yes, though, because you still did have guys like Sean Waltman in the '90s who did pretty well in the WWF. Not as a major star, but he got his matches on telly, like as during his run as the 1-2-3 Kid. And then like that was him in a full-on Land of the Giants too. And I think inevitably Eddie and Ray would have been stars no matter what, because they just had the talent to do so.
Same as Redacted?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think
I don't want to agree, I would agree with that.
Because talent always prevails in the end.
Yeah.
If you're good, you're gonna get a reputation. If they kept doing what they were doing, say in Japan instead of WCW, I think they still would have got noticed.
So then another question comes like, what about guys like AJ Styles, Elix Skipper, all these guys who are sort of rookies at the end of WCW? Would they have gotten a chance had it not been for WCW to get signed by TNA? Do you think they would have got signed by someone like a TNA or an alternative universe equivalent?
The thing is, does TNA even exist in that universe without WCW folding in 01?
So when does Jarrett get fired the first time from WWF?
I think the first time was like 95, 96.
Shit. Well, AWA and World Class and Memphis are all gone by then, aren't they?
Yep, and he went straight to WCW and became a member of the Horsemen for a little bit.
Oh, that's right.
And like,
because without that, and then Jeff going back and Jeff getting that money, TNA doesn't exist. So that is
no. So like maybe AJ and like your Elix Skippers and that, like they end up going to Japan. Maybe in this scenario, ECW lives because it's got no choice to, because there's nowhere else for anyone. So like maybe because there's more stars, free agent stars out there now, maybe that they survive a bit longer. Who knows? So maybe that just exists instead.
Yeah, it's an old universe because it's such a butterfly thing with WCW. Jeff doesn't go there. TNA doesn't exist. Paul doesn't get fired. ECW, as most fans know it, does not exist.
Yeah.
Steve Austin doesn't go to ECW. Stone Cold doesn't exist.
Does wrestling survive in this universe?
So we're going into, let's say, 95.
Like maybe, like, you're going into 95, 96.
You've got Eastern Championship Wrestling becoming Extreme, possibly.
Maybe.
And no one else other than the WWF.
Yeah, and like maybe ECW just becomes a thing that's sort of like known on the underground through magazines and shit. But I just don't think it explodes to the way it did without WCW there and without WCW like essentially stealing all of ECW's stars, bringing the ECW style to the forefront, and then eventually those stars end up jumping to WWF.
That's another thing too. We wouldn't have modern hardcore style without ECW. Does that exist?
No. And like without like WCW, Steve Austin probably doesn't take off. So you're looking at a world where like Stone Cold probably doesn't exist. Undertaker doesn't exist. Like, fuck. Triple H probably doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Look at the 90s there. But you're also looking at a WWF in the 90s that probably still might have Hogan around, might have Savage around. It'll have like these older names, but also big egos that might end up like sinking the ship.
Yeah, but Vince always kept that in check as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's wild. Like, it's the craziest butterfly effect. Like,
so every other promotion around this time, AWA, World Class, Mid South, WCW, were all still weekend television, same as WWE, weekend and a pay-per-view. Would anyone else move to a weekly, like a weekday night show if WCW didn't do it?
Who knows? I really struggle to think that that's even a possibility.
Yeah. And then you said, wouldn't North American Pro Wrestling survive at a major level? And you're going into possibly an universe that only has one major promotion, that's WWF, and that's going into the new gen.
Yeah.
Does the new gen even exist? Does Brett and Owen happen at WrestleMania 10?
I'll tell you what doesn't happen at WrestleMania 10. The other half of the world title feud. Lex Luger doesn't show up in WWF because he never fucking had WCW to hone his skills in. Like, you don't have, like, you look at that ladder match at WrestleMania 10. Scott Hall doesn't cut his teeth in WCW after the AWA in the early 90s. Diesel, like we said before, is not going to be there. Sean's working a ladder match against himself. At best. It's wild. Like in the late 90s, like, without all that stuff, do they even bother giving like a guy like The Rock a push? Do they bother trying to find the next big star? Because in this scenario, they probably still have the old stars from the previous era. So why would they be looking for new stars?
Yeah. I'm looking at the WrestleMania 10. Yeah, you've got Lex on there.
And think about how that impacts Vin Diesel's career in the Fast and Furious franchise.
Why? How?
Like, if The Rock doesn't get chosen and get a big push in the WWF, the Fast and Furious franchise dies at fucking Fast and Furious 5 or whatever it was. Because The Rock revived that whole franchise.
So he could do stuff, yeah.
Yep, like it's wild. Like, it affects a lot more than just wrestling.
No Rocky, no, was it $7 Productions? No purchasing of the second XFL out from under Vince's nose.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
It is insane.
But yeah, Ted Turner, like, literally, I think, changed wrestling forever for the better.
Yeah, you are right. Like, he wasn't on TV. He did a few of the press conferences, especially early on, but he was never the front and center man.
If he was on TV, you knew it was a fucking big deal. There was some shit going down.
Do you ever remember him coming out at a pay-per-view or a TV or anything?
No, I only remember, like, them. They're like, oh, during the week there was a press conference involving Ted Turner.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, so that is, like, just one of those things where butterfly wings, I guess, is the thing I'm looking for. Yeah. But I did post this in here. Where the fudge is it? Turner. Did you notice that week on Dynamite, Shivani's in the ring with Sting, and Shivani's talking about, the Superstation and that, and that's why on the TBS and TNT belts, you'll see the turn dimension on either side of the belts.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also owned the Atlanta Braves.
Yep.
And
that's Tony Schiavone was the commentator for the Atlanta Braves before he went to WCW, and then after WCW folded, he was the commentator for the Atlanta Braves for a while too.
And the Atlanta Hawks basketball.
Yep.
And ran, of course, Turner Broadcasting, which is TBS, TNT, Turner Classic Movies, Cartoon Network, CNN.
Yep.
Did you know he was the one who came up with the idea for Captain Planet?
No. Fucking hell.
Have you not seen this?
I hadn't even heard that. That's crazy.
Hang on, I'll see if I can find it quickly. Turner, Ted Turner. Had Turner done any real interviews of recent years?
Nah, not that I'm aware of.
He was married to Jane Fonda.
Jesus Christ. Good on you.
Gave $1 billion to the UN. Co-founded the Nuclear Threat Initiative. This is like the guy who's the complete opposite of Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Here we are. Turner devoted much of his assets to environmental causes, which also created the environmentally themed animated series Captain Planet and the Planeteers. How has that not come back in today's day and age?
Holy fuck. How has that not come back at all? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is such a weird thing, but this guy just seems like a good guy who just wanted to do a lot with his money. I'll put wrestling on me station because I like it.
Yeah, I love that about him. It was just like, I like watching wrestling. I want wrestling to be on my station. And he had lots of people telling him no, by the way. He had a lot of people telling him it was a bad idea.
And they were all wrong.
Wrong for a bit.
Well, two things sort of killed WCW. One, the lack of a central figure to oversee everything and say no.
Yeah.
Looking at Bischoff and Russo there. And their various runs and then their run together. And then two, the merger of Time Warner into AOL, I think it is. And that effectively
and then
puts...
Yeah, because then you no longer have Ted Turner, essentially standing up for wrestling.
Because he's forced out of power.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that he managed the Atlanta Braves for one game in the 70s?
No.
Yeah. He managed the Braves for a game, May 11th, 1970. They lost the game.
Okay.
But how cool is that? He's probably the only owner-manager ever of a team.
Yeah, if I was a millionaire and I owned a sports team, I'd totally be a fucking tyrant, be like, yeah, I'm coaching today.
Don't worry, when I win Lotto, we're going to do that.
Yep.
Uh,
Imagine you put on the EPL one day and you just say Tony Khan coaching Fulham.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate it. Oh man, you've got Tony Khan coaching Fulham, and on the opposing bench you've got Ryan Reynolds coaching.
Oh fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
That'll get the viewers. Oh, man. But now that Ted's dead, and I don't want to say this, but do you think he goes in the legacy wing of the WWE Hall of Fame?
I mean, if you want to have a legitimate Hall of Fame, you've got to put Ted Turner in it.
Yeah, they should.
About how we've just spent like what feels like the last hour talking about how negative of an effect on wrestling it would have been if Ted Turner didn't get involved.
Yeah.
There's not that many people that could have that much of a negative effect on wrestling by not being involved in it. Like, that's a very select few people. Like, you're talking the top names in the history of wrestling. And Ted Turner's got to be amongst that. Like, even to this day, like, we don't have AEW without Ted Turner being involved in wrestling.
Yeah, because one, there'd be no history of wrestling on the Turner networks, and two, there'd be no goddamn Turner network.
Yeah.
It seems like with this new merger that's going through of Warner, Discovery, Paramount, which also includes the portfolio of Turner, that's going to be approved all across the board and eventually go through. So yeah, there was rumors going out of AEW is going to lose its television. I expect them to remain there. There's rumors of Turner. I use the term Turner, but whatever parent company in that division owns roughly 10%, and the Khans own 90%. But yeah, it can't be understated what an impact on pro wrestling this man had. I would say, without a doubt, Ted Turner probably had the biggest impact on wrestling without being a wrestler.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Should we end it off there, my friend? Because we've probably spent, as you said, an hour just talking about Ted Turner and the ripple effect and the dark timeline without WCW.
Yeah. I think we should end it there.
If you aren't already in our Discord, come join. We post the local events, including however many there is this week. There is a few around the country. There is 17. So go check your local wrestling. Man. What about you, my friend? Anything exciting happening this weekend? Other than the Socceroos playing tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Other than an Iracunda hat trick that defeats and demoralizes the United States. Not much else is going on. Taking my kid to our old home footy ground on Saturday, so that's going to be exciting. Other than that, find me on socials, at Footy's Alex. Find us at Wrestle Oz Style with an AUS. Search us up on Facebook, Wrestling Oz Style. You can find Chris at
I'm Chris Funder. Come disagree with me why Ted Turner isn't the best non-wrestling wrestler ever. And I will tell you, you are wrong. You can go back listen to the Wrestling Art Style archive for free on SoundCloud, Spotify, TuneIn, or using the RSS feed found in the show notes below for your podcast of choice. Also, video podcasts on YouTube. Maybe Spotify in the future if we can get those numbers up. But nothing left to say but good day, and we'll speak to you next time.
been too long. Let's see you again in 3 months when I'm free again.
See you again once Chris isn't sick. But I think it'd be more fitting to end this podcast with one cry, and that is Queenslander. It's about the only win I'm going to get on the MCG all year. The way Essendon's going.
I mean, you're probably not wrong.
Cheers, man. Where are we? Yeah.
I still think it's stupid that the third game is in Queensland territory, though. Come on now. It should be New South and Queensland, then neutral.
That would make more sense. Yes.
It would.